There we go.
Come on.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto. Celebrate the power of love. IFA Media. Coming to Casey's Center November 27th through 30th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
What's up? I'm Jake Bren with Bigger Than 12, joined by my co-host Derek Duke, where every Sunday we break down the Big 12 Conference.
We'll recap the full day in the Big 12 and look ahead to next week.
We talk a lot of Iowa State, but it's not just Cyclones. We go from Morgantown to Salt Lake City and everywhere in between. Be sure to check out Bigger Than 12 every Sunday here on Iowa Everywhere.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
Trying to solve a mystery here.
Yeah, there was a notice up on the top there that said your Facebook was disconnected. Is that your work Facebook or your professional? I'm sorry, your professional Facebook that is still connected?
I think I was able to reconnect
okay.
it here. Yeah.
All right.
I connected it Friday, so I thought that took care of it.
Yeah, it just said we got a little notice there, and then it went off, and maybe Andrew got it corrected. Good, we're rolling, man.
It looks like it's live. Way to go.
Let's go.
Welcome.
Yeah,
It's Thanksgiving week. You can feel it, right? It feels like Thanksgiving week.
I don't think it does yet. And first of all, you just wait your turn. First of all, Andrew's back with us today. I'm glad he made it back. He made it back for Thanksgiving week.
I did.
When it's rainy and shitty like this, it doesn't feel like a holiday week, right?
That is not an official forecasting term.
It should be. Like on a day like today, how else do you describe this? It's like 40s and raining, and we do need the rain and all that stuff. But man, I went to Farrell's this morning, and I was looking around, and there were guys raking leaves. Had those outdoor jobs that look so nice when the weather is good, and then you have a day like today and you're like, oh my gosh, those guys,
poor guys.
More power to you, dudes.
Did you tell them about my system?
Moving away from the trees.
Yep.
Well, no, they're landscapers. It's their job.
Oh, it's okay.
They're out of a job if they do that. Yeah. No, they were out there fighting the good fight. So I felt bad for them. But yeah, I don't know. I got to get a little bit closer to Thanksgiving. It doesn't feel. I don't feel the Thanksgiving holiday yet. Although I've already started preparing.
Have you?
Yeah, I got a turkey over the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
I got my turkey.
That's a process that I've never been a part of.
It's a process that I never really get the timing right, and my wife will just spin some yarns about that. You've got to start defrosting the turkey like a week ahead of time. It takes forever. Those things, I don't know what they do to freeze turkeys, but they freeze them too much. They're too frozen. And so it takes forever. You got to defrost the whole thing, and if you're going to brine it or salt it or anything like that, it's got to be defrosted by the time you do that. And then that takes 2 more days to do the brining or salting. And then it takes all damn day to cook it too. So it's quite a process.
This is why they went to the Chinese restaurant in Christmas Story.
That's because the Bumpus Sounds ate the turkey on Christmas. Yeah. The Bumpus.
The Bumpus.
They have at least 725 smelly hound dogs.
AD had himself a travel day, and it sounds worse thing. Like Colin, our youngest, flew in last night from college for Thanksgiving, and the worst it was for him was just they didn't have a gate available, which keeps happening more and more. It has happened more the past couple of years than I can ever remember. You fly in, you're thinking, I'm on time, and he texts, I'm at work, but he texts Jenny and says, all right, just landed, wheels down. She goes to the airport and then just has to sit there and security keeps telling her, you have to move, because he was on that plane forever before they deplaned. That sounded bad. And then I heard from AD.
Yeah, so I flew back yesterday. My family is experiencing delays right now, and so hopefully they'll get back sometime today. But my first flight from Gulfport to Dallas, on the way down, we flew through Charlotte because we want to kind of avoid the larger airports, the Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, because of all the government shutdown stuff. But I thought by now it would be figured out, and maybe it was. The flight from Gulfport to Dallas was great. It's like half full. I had a row to myself. It came in early. It was all good. Everything was looking great. And then we got on the plane to Des Moines. Everything seemed okay. And then you get that bing. We got a little maintenance thing here. It shouldn't take long. Don't worry. I think it's just a light. We're just going to switch it out. 20 minutes later, bing, the light didn't work. We're going to try a new part. Should only take like half.
And your mind is racing. Is any of this true, or is this all scheduled?
Exactly.
Is this just going to move in increments for the next 8 hours?
And at first it was like, hey, we can fly without this, so we're going to, and then it was like an hour later, it was, we can't fly at night without this. And so now we've reached, it was like, we should have just left an hour ago.
We need lights.
So it was 2.5 hours on the plane before they got us off the plane and decommissioned that aircraft. And then they had to find us a new plane, which took 3 hours. So instead of getting home at 4:30 yesterday, I got home at about 10:30 last night and I spent 3 hours in the Dallas airport and 2.5 hours on a plane just outside the Dallas airport. But I did get to watch the Cowboys come back against the Eagles in like a Cowboys bar at the Dallas airport, and that was kind of fun.
Oh, I'll bet people were excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
AD, does it feel like hate week to you? I mean,
No.
you're not there with Nebraska?
Not yet. I mean, I'll get there. But there's no level of confidence from Nebraska at all, so they're not chirping much.
Okay.
And then I think the way Iowa played on Saturday probably put a little bit of damper on the level of confidence from Iowa fans too. So there's really nothing on the line. There's not a lot to play for it. If Dylan Raiola was still playing, I think it would amp up a little bit. But now it's like, it feels kind of, as an Iowa fan, it feels like last week. You should win. It's only bad if you lose.
It is on the road. That's more challenging.
That's true. But not yet, but I'm sure it'll ramp up as the week goes.
And it's one of those games where it just doesn't ever really matter what these teams have done prior to this game. It's just a different game. It's a different atmosphere. Everybody has a different you'll watch the teams on there and you'll be like, who are these guys? What's going on here? And you tend to see we have seen just some of the craziest situations and plays and meltdowns and comebacks. It's a game that exists in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's been more Iowa has found a way to win or Nebraska has found a way to lose overall?
Both. Which is more?
It feels more to me like Nebraska has found ways to lose. But I know not in every single game, but just those are the ones that really stand out like, Nebraska's got this. I don't think the Huskers can blow. Oh, never mind. They just blow it.
That was last year's game, which was only slight. Was last year's game as crazy as it was? Like the only thing that could happen to Nebraska happened to Nebraska. But then the same thing happened to Nebraska the year before.
and a couple of years before that. It's crazy. All right, let's get into it. Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines sets the table for today's sports and more. Coming up, Wetjen saves Hawks. Rocco finds Smile. Cyclones in Vegas. That is all brought to us today by Guest House Tavern with nightly specials, including Kentucky Fried Tuesday. That's fried chicken and sides. Half off select bourbon and whiskey pours. Why wait till Drunksgiving or Blackout Wednesday? Get it going on Tuesday. Now high or low since the last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Yeah, a little phone call up to Tim Hawkins and company at Wealth Charter Retirement. Might be a good idea this week. Give them a call and don't let yourself get into a giant holiday spending tailspin. Know exactly where you are with your portfolio. WealthCharterRetirement.com. I'm going to go high. I had a lot of fun over the weekend. Saturday night, one of our friends planned a night out So we got dressed up and we went to a couple of the Christmas pop-up bars. This was at the the Miracle on Ingersoll. Went over to that one, and a bunch of neighborhood friends, and that was fun. The girls went too.
This picture's way better.
Yeah, I used the new app, the new little feature on the iPhone 17 where you can go and get rid of stuff in the background. There were like these.
Yeah, that's what I meant too. The quality of the photo and the way you took the photo.
Yeah, right. Well, I didn't have to do anything to the women, but there were like these stupid like peppermints. See that? See that one over Jeff's shoulder there?
Jeff Bezos?
No, that's Jeff Malik. I got rid of that one. If you look at the women's picture, I got rid of that thing. I just wiped that thing straight up. Look, you can't even see it. It's gone. Just took it right out of there. Isn't that cool?
I need to. Can you go back one AD? I'm not catching it yet.
See that?
Oh, okay.
That little swirly thing. Yeah,
Yep,
I just got it. You can remove faces and just distracting crap in the background that just takes.
So
away
you can
from
basically change your reality.
Yeah, change the whole world. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's not scary at all.
Again, the women are all that's all legit. So that's over at Miracle on Ingersoll, and then we also went to Rudolph's rooftop and took a picture there. And I also scrubbed a couple of junk things like out of the back, or like over Samantha's head there. There was
Rudolph's rooftop is downtown, right?
Yeah, that's at the top of the AC Hotel.
Yeah, we were by there this weekend. We got waited on by Benny, and I think we drove her crazy singing Benny and the Jets. So that she's probably resigned today. Like she hadn't heard that crap
You were those people?
We were.
Just giving crap to the waitress. Yeah, it was
Not
crowded
crap.
up there, man. This place was full. We got there like 7:30 and was totally full. But it's a cool place.
They do have a sign though on one wall because it was where we were supposed to sit. And at one time, Jenny asked if there was a special on LASIK surgery, or if you could get a cornea implant, or if they just had some sunglasses they could bring us. I mean, it was a bright white sign, best of intentions, but it's basically like Musco lighting in a bar. So you want to
at Rudolph's rooftop?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
by the couches.
So bright in there.
Too bright.
What is that? Where that was coming from? Some sign on the wall?
Yeah, it's a sign on the wall like "'Tis the season" or something like that. But it's in like almost studio lights, and that's where we were sitting, and we couldn't stop the jokes about sunburn and needing sunglasses and possibly going to Wolf Eye Clinic Monday.
You could grow some hemp in there if you wanted to. I mean, it
too
was
bright.
so really, really bright and really full, and it's fun to be down there with that situation. The cocktails were hit and miss. Some of them are really good. Other ones were a stretch. The
beer.
I like the glassware, the fun holiday glassware. That was kind of fun. They really watch those glasses too, because people want to steal them.
Oh, I've seen it happen.
Those ceramic ones. Yeah, I have too. I'm proud to say our group did not.
Good. No, it looked like a trustworthy group.
Yeah,
other
it did.
than
Yeah,
erasing stuff that was actually in the photo.
I'm telling you got to try that, man. It's really nifty.
I did see. I was FaceTiming someone this weekend. And the new iPhone 17, I had it on this automatic zoom in and out thing where it like follows you. And I didn't know what was going on. It just would get close and wide and follow me. And I'm not sure I want to keep that feature on.
I think that feature is called Mona Lisa's eyes.
Wherever you go, there you are. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go low here, just in honor of Monday and the weather. I think it's going to be a great week. I love Thanksgiving week. Mm-hmm. And I sent this text to Jenny this morning with the best of intentions. I just thought it was interesting. They have this new study by this doctor. Women with just 1.36% dehydration experience substantial mood deterioration. Anger and hostility goes up 8%, fatigue 17%, vigor 12%, mood disturbance 19%, task difficulty perception 58, concentration 45. All this happens just with a little bit of dehydration.
What task difficulty perception? That's quite a hit right there. Look at that. 58%.
I'm just trying to be helpful on a Monday, but I can see where it might have come across when the first one is anger, hostility. That I'm making a judgment, which I wasn't at all doing. Just saying, like, hey, go get some water, make it a double. Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon Liu, is he reputable?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with the message, though, because if there's one consistent thing, it tends to be that we're all in a state of minor dehydration most of the time. And I go through those spells where I don't like the taste of water, but I'll just keep drinking it, or I'll add electrolytes or something to change the flavor. And I do feel better. I can tell I'm sharper, use the bathroom more. I'm like, oh, this is what hydration feels like. And then I fall off.
Yeah, I have a huge cup of water with me at all times at work. And the problem is, I mean, they say you can't drink too much water, just keep drinking all day long.
Right.
But then you are just peeing over and over again.
I know.
When you're at work.
And we have some reasons to approach the bathroom with caution.
Absolutely. And the more often you're in there, the higher your chances that you're going to run into one of those situations.
It's a nice remodeled bathroom, but there is a bathroom bomber.
Not everybody's nice to it. That's the problem.
Let's catch the buzz on a Monday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
I know it's going to sound made up, but Logier Heating and Cooling has been here again. Scouts honor.
What's going on there?
Well, we got that dehumidifier that we didn't know we had.
Yeah. Those are great. It's a humidifier.
Humidifier. Yeah, dehumidifier would be the opposite.
It adds humidity in the wintertime so you don't get all dry and you shock everything that you touch inside. That sucks.
Yeah, so it was running for a while. A little too much water came out of it, so it has an automatic shutdown, so it shut down. But me being stupid and not knowing how to figure anything like this out, Brennan came by. We know him. He's going to be in our Christmas photo. That's how often he's been here. Brennan's coming over for our family photo. But he's great. Helped it. Quick stop. Left. Thank you, Logier Heating and Cooling. Let's get into it. Hawkeyes avoid disaster. I don't think you have to say it would have defined the season, but I think it's fair to say it would have changed the perception of the season if you lose to a bad Michigan State team on senior day. Michigan State came into this game having lost 7 in a row, and I thought they had Iowa beaten. I mean, it definitely would have changed the way people could feel. And, Andy, you could already see, I mean, everything from Scott Sipker contacting me and saying, oh, this was a bad week to have a video that said, if you think Kirk Ferentz should be fired, you're an idiot. Because you could tell there were people loading up the messaging of, it's time. It's time.
I think it would have ruined the season.
Okay, you think you go that far? That would have definitely would have changed the perception of the season. It would have cast a pall in the season. There weren't high stakes in this game. There's nothing really at stake, but the way you would remember this season would have changed.
Yeah, I absolutely. I mean, there were all of the warning signs in the season in the game that fans are worried about. The passing game was
atrocious,
non-existent.
Yeah.
Mark Granowski regressed
big
time. The whole offense just
for most of the game
looked like no one had their hand on the wheel, and it also just kind of looked like they were going to take this beautiful day, and it was a beautiful day, and this big crowd, and give them no reason to believe that this program was in good shape going into next year. They were going to send them out the door thinking, what are we going to do?
People were booing.
Yeah, I mean,
you could hear it on TV.
It was a really bad game. Now, I mean, it wasn't so bad that it couldn't be saved by an exciting fourth quarter.
Yes.
Sometimes you have those situations, and this wasn't one of those. But it was, I mean, they pushed it right to the brink of that.
Yes.
And, I mean, without Kaden Wetjen, they do lose that game.
Kirk Ferentz said that in the postgame, and
it was so bad. I mean, Michigan State's fan base, those that watch that whole damn game have to be ready to. I mean, totally fire the coach. And then
they're ready to
on.
fire
Oh,
Jonathan Smith. They're like,
God.
what are you doing? Everything from clock management to the head-scratching decision to keep punting the ball to Kaden Wetjen. I mean, they were really upset. We'll get into all this in the Nostalgia Rewind. Also coming up, Iowa State has fun on Senior Day, but let's start with Iowa-Michigan State. Iowa had one highlight of note in the first 3 quarters.
Here comes the punt, another beauty by Eckley, but a chance for a return here by Wetjen. Oh, he split 2 defenders. He's at midfield, 45-40, 35-30. One man to beat, 20-15, touchdown, Iowa. This time Wetjen finished the deal.
This guy was the National Return Specialist of the Year last year, first team All-American, and he's even better this season. The punt return for a touchdown, there were a couple of absolutely incredible moves.
Oh, yeah. That was an all-timer. That was amazing.
And he's so fast.
Started the year and then, in my mind, played most of the year firmly within Cooper DeJean's shadow.
Yeah. And he had a game where he made some bad decisions. And
Yep. He had a bad game.
He had a bad game.
The Iowa State game was a bad game. But I mean, firmly behind Cooper DeJean, like no one was forgetting Cooper DeJean for the longest time.
And he just had a pick 6 in the Super Bowl, so that heightens the Cooper DeJean legacy at Iowa.
Well, I mean, I would watch him. I'd be like, well, this is a really good return man, but he's not as good as Cooper DeJean. And I think most people looked at it that way. To the point now where you honestly have to. It's a good debate. Is he better? Is he the best all time?
Well, let's have that debate. Quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale. Now, Tim Dwight, this is a little unfair to him because the younger people watching and listening don't remember Tim Dwight. It's been 25 years ago, but these 3 are all Americans. All 3 of them.
Who is the best Hawkeye returner you've ever seen? Is it Cooper DeJean, Tim Dwight, or Kaden Wetjen? And Dwight was such a good receiver also. He was such a big part of the offense. I think a lot of people who maybe didn't see him play just know him as like this towering figure in Hawkeye athletics.
Yep.
But man, he was fast.
And DeJean benefits from being a Super Bowl champion, having that incredible moment in the Super Bowl, one of the best moments in a football game an Iowa athlete has ever had, being from small town Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And
honestly, like the most famous called back return in Hawkeye history.
Good point. Yes.
That it keeps his name and the memory of him as a return man in Hawkeye memories.
Yeah, and DeJean, as he's proving in the NFL, is a great cornerback, but that doesn't have anything to do with this question. So I think DeJean being a great cornerback helps him get even more votes here. Tim Dwight did have a tendency sometimes, for those who remember Tim, he would take some chances that would end up in negative yardage at times. It's a tough question. These 3 are they're great. They're all small, fast guys.
Yeah, I didn't see Tim Dwight play. Certainly heard about him, but was not here in time to see him play. But his legend is huge.
Yes.
Everybody's got a Tim Dwight story, and the stories of just what that stadium would do every time he touched the ball, especially on a kick or punt. I feel like Cooper DeJean is still number 1 to me. I just felt like every time he touched the ball, whether it was on a kick return or an interception, it seemed like he was a legitimate threat to score. Where, I mean, I had crazy thoughts about Cooper DeJean, like in the Nebraska game where they couldn't move the ball. The offense was absolutely awful. Like,
put him in. Put him in Wildcat.
Put him in at quarterback, throw him the ball, hand him the ball, direct snap him the ball, or, let him return, let Nebraska get a field goal so that you can kick the ball to DeJean and maybe he can get you a touchdown. I mean, just stuff like that. He was so electric, but I don't know. I mean, the fact that Kaden Wetjen has done what he's done in the shadow of Cooper DeJean probably tells you that these people that are picking him have a really good point.
And our followers here, most of them watching on YouTube, are making some good points here. Both DeJean and Dwight have scored long touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I mean, Dwight had that long kick return for a touchdown. I think it was to start the second half.
Yeah.
But so he had that. DeJean, of course, had the pick six last year. He's a Super Bowl champion. Another of our followers here, I don't remember which one. There's been a lot of comments, but made the point that when the other team's quarterback is punting the football just so you can't get Wetjen back there to catch it, that's a pretty good sign how dangerous somebody is. And then you go back to like before your time, Andy, of watching Iowa athletics, but Tim Dwight, one of the most frequent criticisms and rare criticism of Hayden Fry consistently from fans over the years was that Fry didn't find enough ways to get Tim Dwight the football, that you needed to work him into the offense more because he had, in high school at City High, he was incredible. Like it seemed like he scored every time he touched the ball in any way that he touched the ball. So we'll let you vote on that. We'll get back here to the rewind. Down 17-7 in the fourth quarter, Iowa's offense finally shows some life.
Second down 9. Granowski throws and caught. Is it caught? Sure looks like it. Jacob Gill, touchdown! Touchdown, Iowa! What a catch! What a throw!
That's one of the Gary Dolphin, courtesy of Learfield there. That is one of the better catches we've seen from a Hawkeye receiver. And Mark Granowski had been so bad in this game, like Albany game bad, that I was questioning bench it. Like, I think you could have made a strong case that you need to bench him. We knew Kirk Ferentz wasn't going to do that, but he was that bad. And he did make some good throws at crunch time when it counted most. Credit for that, and his receivers helped.
Yeah, the receivers were great in that quarter, and they another thing that kept Iowa in the game is just making those catches at the time. You're also everybody's yelling in the fourth quarter, where was this offense the rest of the game?
I know.
It's just so head scratching that they could turn it on like that after having it just completely offline for 3 quarters, where you're just so frustrated. But we've seen Iowa win these games like this so many times. It just, as exciting as it is, you don't really want this. You want a convincing win. You want everybody to be able to just kind of have a party the whole game.
Right.
It's easy. It's fun.
Michigan State is bad.
Michigan State, yeah, right. Treat Michigan State the way the rest of the Big Ten has treated them for a long time. But Iowa just made it, I guess, more exciting than it needed to be. All's well that ends well, but
yeah, a win is a win, and nobody's going to apologize for a win and shouldn't. But it does continue to perplex all Hawkeye fans and followers. How can the passing game be this bad? Like, how can it still be this bad? And like Mark Granowski was a great quarterback in FCS, not just running. We've seen how great of a runner he is in the Big Ten and at the Division I level. But as a passer, he looks Division III. He did make some throws here, but man, he got really inaccurate again. And it's hard to see, too, because he's like Rocco Becht. These are 2 really likable guys. That helps when you want the guy to succeed.
And in this day and age, how could a team's wide receiver unit be the most forgettable unit for a decade?
Yes. They've had big guys transfer in, and then they go into witness protection.
You don't remember any of those guys. The wide receivers, these guys get more pub these days in the game of football than just about anybody else. And Iowa's units just year in and year out, you're like, who were their receivers that year? Who was playing? You just don't even remember them.
Again, credit where it's due. The defense stepped up when it had to the most. Four. I think there were 3 and outs, 4 in a row. The defense, another quick stop, gives the Hawkeyes the ball back. 41 seconds to go.
Second down 5, 29 seconds to go. Here comes Michigan State on a delayed blitz. Granowski gets rid of the ball, and it's caught by Vandersea down at the 25-yard line. Here's the snap from 44 yards. Kick on the way. It is good. It's good.
is the sound of a stadium exhaling. Man.
I listened to that final kick on the radio with Dolphin Pet Angerer, and he had a tone in his voice that sounded surprised. I mean, it sounded like he was exhaling, but also he was like, "Oh, we won this football game."
Well,
what do you think about that?
Iowa's not set up to come from behind like that.
No,
I mean it seemed unlikely to me. So credit all the defense, the offense, the special teams. All stepped up when it counted most. But, man, there was a lot of angst going around, including the boos you could hear loudly several times on television, something you would not have expected on senior day from a team that has played really good football for most of the season. So after the game, an emotional Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes talked to the media.
I guess as you get older, the highs are a little higher and the lows are a little lower. And I thought today we might be on one of those lowers. So, yeah, but it's just happy for the guys. It's you talk about doing things a certain way, but then for guys to go out and do it, especially when it's tough, it's incredible. So yeah, it makes you feel good. Kind of like being a dad, one of those deals. Times 100.
And when it gets to that fourth quarter, it's kind of do or die time, Your backs are against the wall. It's whether you're just going to keep taking them or you're going to fight back at that point. And I'm just kind of telling our guys, again, just have that belief, have the belief. And we fought back and we were able to finish it.
It just shows you what kind of team we are and the response we have. And I had complete faith that this team would do the right things this week and put it all together to win, and that's what we did tonight.
Wetjen, he looks like the all-American guy, doesn't he? Just he's small guy. He's always smiling, always polite, always seems happy.
This has been his season. He's been the star, as much pub
good.
as we've all given Mark Granowski. I mean, it's been Kaden Wetjen's season.
Yeah, and Granowski, the passing, it's just not consistent enough to really wish he would stay around another couple of years. I mean, they've got to Iowa has to develop a quarterback that can pass the football. And Granowski has demonstrated they need to have somebody who can move. No more Deacon Hills. Like, have somebody who can run the ball. He's been a great runner, just not a consistent passer.
Well, we've at least had a number of times this season where it really did look like Iowa's offense had figured it out, right?
Better.
They had become a running force that could also pass the football. Which is everything that Iowa fans have kind of wanted from this offense for quite a long time now. But then to see the regression in the first three quarters of this game was frustrating. They still have the Nebraska game. Everything gets whitewashed clean again in that game. But this was enough of a scare to make everybody worry a little bit about going to Lincoln.
It's an attention getter for sure. Also, after the win, Kirk Ferentz took time to pay tribute, as we did Friday, to the soon-to-be laid-off Mike Loss.
A couple of weeks ago it was John Campbell leaving, a Hall of Famer, and then Michael Loss the same way. So I know Mike will totally be embarrassed, and that's good, all right, because you get me all the time. So just want to do that, but I'll share a quick story with you. First of all, I've had great respect for Mike as a journalist for 27 years now. Just think he does really quality work, and quite frankly, I don't read a lot of stuff. No disrespect meant there, but I read a lot of his stuff, and I've always had great respect for the way he goes about his business, the way he does things. And when I took this job, 27 years ago, Mike actually traveled out. And I don't know if you guys knew that, but traveled out to Baltimore, and we sat down on a Saturday night. After meetings and all that, and we visited for I don't know how long, and did a really nice piece, and but had a good visit that night. Appreciate him making the effort to come out and visit, and just been an admirer of his for a long time. So Mike, just appreciate your great work. All right.
All right, first class there by Kirk Ferentz. I mean, Mike Loss has criticized Kirk Ferentz many times when it's called for, which is what a columnist is supposed to do. But he never made it personal. And Kirk Ferentz, to his credit, doesn't sound like he took it personally. He respects that Mike has a job to do and the way he does it, and vice versa. And that's nice.
And what's important, Kirk Ferentz has criticized Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, he has.
He doesn't believe that he's done everything right. And if somebody just compliments you all the time, those compliments don't really mean anything.
That's a cheerleader.
Yeah. I mean, when you get honest, fair criticism from somebody, and then you get a compliment from them later on, you see that person as somebody that is actually paying attention and being honest. And those are the people that you respect. And that's, something that Mike has always been, something that Kirk Ferentz, I believe, has always been too. I really believe that he's a fair guy too. But, I mean, it's hard to be tough on subjects like that when you're a columnist.
And you're around them all the time.
Somebody takes that the wrong way. Not all coaches are as level-headed as Kirk Ferentz. You say one bad thing about some of these guys, and you'll never talk to them again, right? And anything bad you say about them is unfair. They will never be introspective and look at it and be like, well, no, wait a minute, is there some truth to this? There's some people that are just not like that. Unfortunately, Kirk Ferentz is not. But that's been a relationship between two guys who I think are fair people. And what you've gotten through the years is good coverage because Mike Halas has been willing to say good and bad things. And Kirk Ferentz has been willing to continue to talk to him regardless.
The game at Nebraska Friday is the Hawks by a touchdown. So Iowa is favored by around 6, depending where you look. This doesn't seem like it can be true because, again, I'm just thinking of Nebraska's history and the helmet and the stadium and the atmosphere there and how it is the biggest thing in Nebraska football. But Iowa has beaten Nebraska 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I mean, it's just, that does not seem like it could be real, but it is real. And the Hawks are favored again on the road.
It is a little bit like going to Lincoln each year. It's a little bit more like going to Athens, Greece, and like,
how so?
Just, sitting down in that polluted city with just smog everywhere. And then you look up and there's the Acropolis and you think, man, at one point, these guys really had everything together.
It is an incredible game day atmosphere.
It's been a while. I mean, we remember Nebraska like that, but there are more and more people that just don't. They don't have any frame of reference for Nebraska football like that. I mean, they see the trophies, they hear stories, but they didn't witness any of it.
Minnesota football was like that at one point.
Yeah,
but no one remembers that now.
That's like the pyramids in Egypt. It's going way back.
Nebraska got thumped at Matt Rule's alma mater, and Rule used even those whispers that he might go back to Penn State, whether intentional or not. He ended up getting more years and more money. And at Penn State, not only did Nebraska get crushed by a team that's had a terrible season, but the post game went poorly for Matt Rule.
I think we were. They caught us, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I can't hear a thing. Sorry, just make sure I can answer your questions, be respectful. I think, honestly, Sam, this is one of the hardest things I can't. There's a bell going off. We were having to commit.
The victory bell.
I can't hear it.
Ding! Ding!
That game was on. The end of that game was on when we were out at the bar and they had it on the TVs. So I couldn't hear anything of it, but you couldn't help but notice all the shots of Matt Rule the TV cameras keep taking on the sidelines, and you just know what they're talking about, or at least what everybody's thinking about when they're seeing that. Like, okay, there's no way he can be the Penn State coach.
And he won't be.
There's no way that fan base would be cool with that.
He has made Nebraska better. We can say Nebraska's improved. Let's get to the rewind for Iowa State and Kansas. It's also senior day in Ames, a nice fall day for football, and the Cyclones just dominated the first half.
Rocco rolling right, looking, dumps it off. It is caught across the 5 and fighting for the goal line, and in for the touchdown is Brett Eskelson. It's first and goal from the 4. Here's a handoff inside to Hansen, little counter, and he drives for the goal line, and he's in. Kick on the way by Conradi, plenty of distance, and it is good. Kyle Conradi hits from 55, and the Cyclones increase the lead.
John Walters, voice of the Cyclones, audio courtesy of Learfield, and it's 17-0. And this is all going well for Iowa State, Andy. The Cynado helmet looks better than the oversized Toucan Sam that Kansas is wearing. So that uniform looks sharp to begin.
Mm-hmm. Really good uniform. Yep. Beautiful day, big crowd.
Becht looks like his best self, his old self.
Mm-hmm.
And then Carson Hansen, who has just been underrated. This is his 4 straight 100-plus yards rushing game. But he just like puts a clinic in north-south running. You know, when coaches get mad, like, stop the east-west running, run straight up the field. I mean, this guy runs hard, and he mostly runs straight, but he will also run over you.
Yeah, he's been an easy player to like for a while now, and he's been so good. I mean, he's been the best part of this offense this year, and I don't think it's been close. He has he just kind of has that mentality where he'd rather get his first 2 steps going upfield than try to use waste those trying to bounce outside. I mean, he's like, I'm going to try to get 3 yards here before I look at making a move. And he's a throwback. He's definitely a throwback. But I thought, the thing about the Kansas, bettors should stay away from Iowa State, Kansas. That's a box of chocolates game every time, it seems.
Yeah,
like.
it was totally different last year.
You don't know what you're going to get out of this game. I mean, there are games where Iowa State just beats the crap out of them, and it looks way lopsided. And there have been other games where you're just like last year, you're just like, what? Iowa State can't contain this offense. What are they doing? They're it's a complete mismatch. I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, Kansas is not their best self. But they had the element that quarterback he's given Iowa State fits.
Yes.
Jalen Daniels as opposed to Jaden Daniels, right? I think I always get it all messed up, but anyway,
Jalen,
he's great or he's not, right? I mean, he torched Iowa State in the past.
Last year.
Twice before.
Yeah.
He's had huge games against Iowa State. They beat up on him, at least in the first half.
The Cyclones offense stayed hot in the third quarter.
Out of the shotgun, Becht, rolling right, looking to throws for the end zone, caught, touchdown, Brett Eskelsen, his second touchdown reception of the game. Cyclones didn't snap it, now they will, and hand it off. No, it's a toss to Bremer for the touchdown.
That's a sharp uniform.
The Iowa State's offense in the second half of the third quarter scared me. I mean, it looked like they didn't come back out of the locker room, and there were 2 way too easy touchdown drives for the Jayhawks. I thought, oh, man, here we go again. This is going to be a totally different half.
Yeah, Kansas showed some life.
They did, but Iowa State found the handle. And that pop pass to Ben Bremer, I've heard a million people just shout out loud, how in the world is every team that plays Iowa State not completely ready for that play?
Yeah, it's not a secret.
No, but it's more complicated than that. I mean, they sell it really, really well. I mean, really looked like they were going to run the ball there. And he just runs right through, right past the linebacker, goes unnoticed, wide open the end zone, and then the touchdown. So, I mean, at that point, you're like, okay, well, Iowa State's going to keep a handle on this thing. It was a fun game to watch. It was fun to see Rocco Becht looking like himself again, looking like at least the one that the version of himself we saw earlier in the season. The crowd was having fun. The seniors are getting honored. Everybody kind of got everything they wanted out of that game.
It's all kind of what was expected over in Iowa City, but didn't really happen, but still ended up with people leaving with smiles on their faces or sighs. In the fourth, the Cyclones put the finishing touches on an easy win over KU.
Fires to the end zone, picked off by Marcus Neal. He's across the 10 to the 15, cutting back. Neal will be brought down to the 17-yard line. They hand it off to Flora off the left side. He breaks free. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Aiden Flora.
Time to get that guy on scholarship if he's not yet. So the Cyclones are now 7-4, same as the Hawkeyes. And we probably haven't talked enough about the Cyclones got off the mat. I mean, they lost 4 games in a row, and especially now more than ever, when players maybe are not completely emotionally invested. Some players aren't. They transfer in. Both Iowa and Iowa State on senior day, as John Sears pointed out last night on Sound Off, had examples of something that's becoming increasingly rare, which is players who have been at that school because they wanted to be at that school and they stayed the whole 4, 5, 6 years because they wanted to be Hawkeyes or they wanted to be Cyclones. But that doesn't happen that much. And you lose 4 games in a row. Football's a very emotional game. Football's played on emotion to some degree. And some teams check out. And they don't get it back, and the season goes in the tank. And Iowa State, after losing, and it was surprising, 4 in a row, they've gotten back up. They've won 2 in a row. They should finish with 3 straight wins.
Yeah, with 4 games left to play, and they were just spinning out. It really seemed like at the absolute best case scenario, maybe they could finish 2-2. Looking like, there's a really good chance they go 3-1 here, and that's a really good recovery. Yeah, I mean this team is it has reminded us a number of times this year that this is a different era under Matt Campbell. They still had some stumbles, some classic Cyclone fan frustrations with this team, but yeah, got up off the mat, stopped the slide. That's a really hard thing to do.
It is. After the game, some proud Cyclones.
Our game is one that it's constantly evolving and growing, and to play our best football in late November against all the odds, against all the stuff that's hit this team, I think it just says a lot about the character of this team.
I think everything went right for our team. A lot went right for us. There's no better feeling than on senior night to do that for those guys. But, the offense was clicking on all cylinders, run game, pass game. The O-line had an unbelievable day in both, just like I said, the run game and pass game. And then the defense had our back all day and special teams serving us. So it was a great day.
It felt awesome. Last game at home for these guys, back-to-back years where these seniors can win a game at home. It's truly special to all of us. And, I know it means a lot to those guys who are leaving after this season. But we still got 2 more games left with these guys, and we're going to put everything we got into the rest of them.
Video thanks, David Warrington, WHO 13. And one thing I saw Jake Bren with Cyclone Fanatic, who's around this team all the time, mention, and I couldn't agree more from more of a distance, is it was so much fun to see, so nice to see Rocco Becht not only play like himself, but look like he's having fun. His smile returned. The players look like they're having a blast out there, and it's a good day to have all that happen. But during that losing streak and when Rocco was playing bad and when some fans were calling for him to be benched, and it was understandable given his play, he showed up every single media availability and made himself available to answer every question. And that's leadership.
His receivers caught the ball too.
Yeah, that helps.
I don't think he had any drops there. That helps a lot. Sure does. It's funny the way that makes a quarterback look better when that happens. But yeah, it was just a good, clean game, and you feel so much better about the season when you finish that way at home, in front of the home fans. You get that really nice day. Yeah. Everybody. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff to do right now. There's a lot of other stuff to do. And a lot of the fans, you don't. This is not going to be the greatest season ever in Cyclone history. So fans had to be kind of motivated to go to this game. It was nice. It wasn't cold, but still, a lot of stuff to do. So those who did, push on through,
had fun,
stay the course. They had a good time and they left happy.
Now it's Iowa State to Oklahoma State. The Cowboys are awful, and Iowa State is a 14-point road favorite. That is the Nostalgia Rewind presented by Barntown's Nostalgia THC Seltzers. You can interact with others on YouTube, on X. It's Murph_Andy. The email Murph_Andy at iowaeverywhere.com. Powered by Cellular Advantage. Friends at Cellular Advantage are now able to help you with any and all of your T-Mobile needs, too. So U.S. Cellular and T-Mobile at any of the 35 Cellular Advantage stores. Cringe moment of the weekend for me goes to senior day at LSU. Now, Brian Kelly's son, Kenzel, is a senior linebacker. He had to go through senior day, or didn't have to, but chose to, or a family chose to have him go by himself. Not surprised by that. But then he comes out in he's shouting, "Long live BK." Again, that's his dad, Brian Kelly. He also says repeatedly, "Free my boy," which can be heard on camera. I can't imagine one of my kids calling me his boy. "Free my boy." So he says, "Free my boy." Then
that's what he's talking about?
Oh, yeah, because he then pulls up his jersey. And, yeah, this is Kenzel here yelling, "Free BK." And
maybe he had tight underwear on.
"Free my boy."
Go Tigers! Long live BK! Free my boy! Free my boy BK! You know who?
Okay, free BK. BK's not a prisoner. BK is being paid $50 million.
Sitting on a pile of money.
To not coach. I mean, he doesn't need to be freed. He's got the job everybody in the world wishes he or she had. Fired big-time football coach.
Well, Kenzel Kelly is a college kid.
I know.
Reminder that
yeah.
not always the smartest or at the.
I don't need anybody pointing out my
wisest point in your life.
College silliness. Chiefs aren't dead yet. Come back from 11 down in the fourth to beat the Colts. The percentages, if you're into data, they lose this game. 75% chance they miss the playoffs. They won this game. Now there's only a 24% chance they miss the playoffs. So that is a big swing coming back to win that in overtime. AD, your Bears are 8-3.
Yeah.
They just can't lose. Do you
keep
have
finding
your
ways?
Super Bowl
They keep
tickets?
finding ways.
Yeah. Packers punked the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy looks bad. I mean, he looks bad. The Lions win in OT, but they do not look like a Super Bowl contender.
No, but that was a really exciting way to win that game.
It was.
Wow.
It was. The Panthers and 49ers tonight. Now, you look at the records. Panthers 6-5, 49ers 7-4. That sounds like two playoff contenders. It sounds like a good Monday Night Football game, and maybe it will be. I know there's a lot of 49ers interest with Cyclones and Hawkeyes fans, and certainly Matt Van Winkle. But I can't get past my Panthers bias. Like, they've never been interesting to me.
Me neither. They're just not. I think it's also those 90s colors that they picked.
Yeah, they did get caught up in the uniforms that look like they're in a movie where the NFL is not allowed licensing.
Black and turquoise, right.
Like any given Sunday uniforms. Our friend at Bozz Prints are having their biggest sale of the year this week. It's 25% off everything in store and online. And tip of the cap to Bozz. He created our logo and has been a good friend for a long time. Got some cool stuff. We have Bozz Prints all over the house here because
all over the place.
Yeah, it's better when we have some prints where you can see the print, and then it's right next to a window where you can see what the print's based on. So we're enjoying that.
There are not many stores in the metro where I go in and I know that I'm positive I'm going to find something that I want, something I need to leave with every time I go in there.
Or something for someone else. That's a good time of year.
I mean, it's hard not to shop for yourself.
It really is.
That's true.
All right, so I think they might have moved up. Iowa State plays St. John's at 3:30 p.m. A reminder, find a way to get out of work if you're a Cyclone fan or to pretend you're working while you watch this, because this is an interesting game. So St. John's, maybe 15th now. The new AP poll is out. I didn't check it. I would expect Iowa State's probably 12th or 13th by now. But anyway, this game is today, and looking forward to this. Contrasting styles. Iowa State will try to slow St. John's down. Finally, some basketball games this week, Andy, arrived. They're like, okay, yeah, got Iowa and Ole Miss tomorrow. That's 2 5-0 men's basketball teams. Let's get this going.
Yeah, this is one of those games where later in the season, it's going to be real. It could mean a lot. I mean, you win this game later in the season. That's a valuable chip to have in your hand. It's still hard right now. There's one more football game I think you have to get past that.
I agree.
For everybody to shift into it. You have to get the whole season out of the way. Yeah, it's interesting. Everybody is going to be watching, but to feel like you're just settled into basketball, you got to get football out of the way first.
And this is a great week of football. I mean, you get the Thanksgiving games, you get Black Friday game, you got the Cyclones playing on Saturday, you got full NFL schedule, and most of those games have been thrilling this season. Also, worth mentioning, and I know some people glaze over when they hear equity, and the Big Ten just decided to pause that deal. But this Players Era Festival that Iowa State is playing on in Las Vegas, which is where Chris Williams is, and if you watched Two Guys yesterday, he did the entire show with a potato. So he's there in Las Vegas. Mr. Movie's technology looks far advanced to whatever Williams was using in his Airbnb or wherever he was. But anyway, the Players Era Festival, so they're starting a partnership, announced today, Front Office Sports, the first to report, that they are moving forward. They're going to give the top 8 Big 12 teams an automatic bid to this tournament each year. And what's different about this tournament, what's changed so quickly in college sports, each team in this tournament gets $1 million for NIL. So there's real incentive to want to go to this tournament, be in this tournament. I mean, it's $1 million you get.
Right, and maybe that's $1 million you don't have to bilk out of the fan base, or probably not.
Let's hope.
It's just $1 million more that they could get.
One more note here on basketball. AP women's poll came out today. Iowa State moved into the top 10. And Iowa made the biggest jump up to 11. So right there, you got the Cyclones and Hawkeyes back-to-back at 10 and 11. That's cool. Confluence official beer of Murph and Andy. Confluence proudly serving the new light lager Old Tavern. It's available most everywhere. I've seen it everywhere. But if you don't see it, please ask for it. Now, with Andy's help and help from the MORE team, let's get some more.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
6222 Grand Avenue is where you find Either Or. You can't miss it right now. It's all lit up for Christmas, for the holidays, and inside they're calling it Tinsel. One of the many pop-up bars in the Des Moines metro, but absolutely one of the standouts, if not the standout. So make your plans to hit that. Maybe as a little Thanksgiving chaser this week. Great place to go. After years of delays and missed deadlines, the Iowa Economic Development Authority is recommending approval of a $26.5 million state tax rebate for a new hockey arena at Merle Hay Mall. This idea is not dead yet. It's still alive.
Man.
Still going.
Keep 9 lives on this thing.
It is a cat with 9 lives. Project's plan has changed. They're not going to renovate the old Yonkers building anymore into a new arena. They're going to build a new arena, is what they're talking about there, a $41.69 million new arena.
The Bucks need it.
The Bucks need it badly. Des Moines youth hockey could absolutely use more space. This is still one of those things that I got to see it a little further down the road before I'm really going to believe it. Rest in peace, Jimmy Cliff. The reggae icon has died at age 81. One of the biggest reggae artists of all time. He turned out his first hit when he was 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a career, 65 years.
Jeez. Also made his way into several movies. Has played with many different ensembles through the years. A video worth watching today is the turn he took 10 years ago with members of the Grateful Dead and Widespread Panic as they were honoring Jerry Garcia. Jimmy Cliff sings Fire on the Mountain, and it's a great rendition of that song. It's so good. Give it a listen today on YouTube when you have a little spare time. Jimmy Cliff, Fire on the Mountain. Enjoy yourself. And now, a reminder that in the 80s, the anti-drug messaging went hard.
Think marijuana is harmless? Think again.
Damn!
The guy went to the wood chipper?
Whoa! What are you saying here? It ever got that bad?
It's a lot of blood.
That was not weed that guy was on.
No.
Whoa. They had to go that hard?
Did the Coen brothers direct that?
Yeah, that was like a David Lynch commercial. That was,
my gosh.
That was, oh my God. Told you. A 1939 copy of Superman #1 has become the world's most expensive comic book.
What's this go for?
$9.12 million.
Ooh.
Heritage Auctions said the comic book was found by a Northern California family while they were cleaning out the attic of their mother's home after her death last year.
Wow.
Score. Jeez. In the attic.
We didn't find anything like that when we were moving old crap. We were looking. We were hoping to find some money in the floorboards or something. Nothing.
If your parents are pack rats, you just want to make sure they're packing the right stuff, right? Jeez. From the bowels of Twitter, we bring you this. A police stop that you didn't see coming.
Hey, sir. You know why I pulled you over tonight?
Yeah, I got a pretty good idea. Hey, I got a big favor to ask you. You mind if I step out of the car for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Let's step back here.
Okay.
So you saw the lady in the passenger seat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's my wife. And the lady in the back seat, did you see her?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, though. Are you married?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right, here you go. So that's the mother-in-law in the back, right? Those two got in a huge fight this morning, and the mother-in-law insisted we take her home right away. So that's what I'm trying to do, get her home. I'm worried they're going to make up, and then, she's going to live with us another 6 months, right? So I got to get her home before those two make up, okay?
All right, so I'm going to give you a full police escort. Okay. I'm going to turn on the sirens, keep the lights on. By the glory of God, we will get you there. Now get in
let's
the car.
go.
Yep.
Man, I bought that for quite a while.
Right, full escort, sirens, by the glory of God, we will get you there.
The cop was just a little too agreeable about, the guy getting out of his car and walking around in the back. If he's a little bit more cantankerous about the whole thing, I think I might have stayed with you all the way till the end, but that's still a funny concept.
It's a good bit.
An odd story out of Pennsylvania, which is, to be fair, an odder state than it gets credit for. Pennsylvania. It's got a lot going on there.
It does. It's got Philadelphia, for one thing.
Well, Philadelphia, but it's got the Amish, like Western Pennsylvania is, I think there's a lot of weirdos out there. You got the whole.
It's a state slogan.
Yeah, it's got some layers to it. So Brianna says she went to Walmart with her sister to pick up some crafting supplies. At the self-checkout, she noticed there was $20 that had been left behind in the change slot.
Okay.
$20 hanging out of the machine there.
Yep.
Thinking it was her lucky day, she pocketed the cash. She paid for the items and then left the store. Around a week later, her dad called and told her that the cops were looking for her. An officer then called her, started questioning her about her whereabouts that day, if she was at Walmart, if she remembered the $20. So the cop then told her that she could be charged with a crime if you pick it up without making a reasonable attempt, pick up the money without making a reasonable attempt to find its true owner.
Really?
Yeah. So the next day, the officer called her and said he'd be charging her with a summary offense of disorderly conduct instead of a misdemeanor, and made it sound like he was doing her a favor. So Brianna's plan was to just get it over with and plead guilty, but her family convinced her not to, as it was not in her best interest to have something like this on her record, and they got her a lawyer, which cost $500.
Yeah.
Though the officer, even after saying, we got a lawyer, the officer said he's not going to budge. The charge was ultimately dropped once the lawyer entered the courtroom. So kind of a lot to unpack there.
Gives you something to think about, because I think most people would see that as found money.
Yeah, because if it's on the ground in Walmart, well, Wayne, what do you do when you return this? Where do you return it? To customer service? Do you give it to one of those people at self-checkout that comes over and plugs in their code when you're trying to buy a 6-pack of beer? What are they going to do with it? They're going to just pocket it, right?
Yeah. We had a quickie poll, a stupid quickie poll 2 weeks ago. How much money do you have to find on the ground for you to stop and pick it up?
Right.
Everybody would stop and pick up $20. And if you saw the person who dropped it, or if somebody was standing over it, hey, is this yours? Did you drop this? But if nobody's around, or if it's in the change compartment at Walmart,
if it's in the change slot and
your
you
money,
didn't
man.
see the people that left, right, you didn't see the people that were using the machine right in front of you where you could run them down or anything. It seems like I didn't know you get busted for that. You got to be careful, man, because they got a camera on you now.
Right.
Right through that machine.
I just assume I'm on camera all the time.
Yeah.
Probably the
You
thing
kinda
to
need
do.
that. All right, before you take off on one of those Caribbean vacations this winter, listen to Dr. Anthony Rossi, a dermatologist.
Oh, no.
He says no matter how tempting they might look, don't use those fish pedicures at the airport or the shopping center down in the Caribbean.
I would never.
I've seen people, they're kind of interesting, but
They're interesting,
You've
but
seen
I
them,
wouldn't
right?
do this.
Yeah, I
They
can't
eat
see
the
you.
dead skin off you, supposedly.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
He says you got no idea what their sanitary practices are when it comes to those tanks. Secondly, you don't know what kind of bacteria those fish might be carrying around. And it came from somebody else's feet, which is probably the coup de grace, the whole thing.
Yeah, AD would just like you to move along.
Yeah.
All it takes is for you to have one open wound that you might not be aware of or think is a big deal, and you could have a much bigger problem. And he reminds everybody that last year one woman got an infection so bad she lost all her toenails. They're gone. Haven't you seen those, though, and been a little curious?
Absolutely, but
Curious.
never thought, I think I'll do this.
Yeah, fish tanks can get disgusting. We'll close with this. It would have been Rodney Dangerfield's 104th birthday over the weekend if he weren't dead. In memory, his widow Joan shared with Cracked.com her favorite Rodney jokes about getting old. So I'll try to read them in a Rodney voice.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't find all these on YouTube. It was taking up too much time. I know I'm getting old. I walked into a sperm bank. They thought it was a holdup.
Okay.
You know you're getting old when your insurance company sends you half a calendar.
You're doing well with the voice.
Yeah, I'll
This
tell
is
you,
good.
at my age, I want 2 girls at once. If I fall asleep, they got each other to talk to. And finally, you know when you're really old? When your testicles tell you when it's time to mow the lawn.
I've never heard that one.
Happy birthday, Rodney. That's your more, everybody.
Happy birthday, Rodney. It is time for ThrowDowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire. Whoops, that's not Throwdowns. There we go. Heartland Tire and Auto Center, treating you like family in Waukee, Knoxville, Boone, Creston, and Ankeny, an authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. Andy, we'll start with you. Which non-I-State helmet is better? Is it this Clone NATO that they wore on Saturday, or the Cyclone script logo they've been wearing most of the season?
It's close. I could go with either one of these. I think it's still the script. I liked that the best. And the fact that it's so versatile, you can change up the color and put it even on those white helmets or the black helmets, the red helmets or whatever. It looks good on all of those. So I think it's the script, but it's close.
I agree. I think they're both good for the reason we've often stated, which is you have a unique nickname, Cyclones. Not Tigers, not Eagles, not Lions. It's unique to Iowa State. So you need something on your sports teams that makes people immediately realize, oh, that's a Cyclones. So I-State doesn't do that. You can still keep that as the overall logo for the university or the sports departments or whatnot. But the Cyclones and the Cy NATO both are much more advantageous for Iowa State. And I think the Cyclones itself it's just a really classy looking helmet. The script looks good. That would be my first choice, but they're both an improvement.
Yeah, they should never wear the I-State on the helmet again. No. Murph, Iowa has 2 games left with Mark Granowski. In which direction should the Hawkeyes go? Develop a multi-year quarterback or go back into the portal and get another one-and-done QB?
Develop a quarterback, but I know that's difficult because then you got to re-recruit him each year and get him to stay. If he's good, they're going to throw all kinds of money at him. But right now, as things stand, Iowa does have a culture where most players do stay. So if you can develop a quarterback, you're going to be better off. I mean, this really hasn't worked for Iowa. Granowski is likable. He's been a good leader. Players love him. Coaches clearly love him. He's been one of the most effective runners in the history of Hawkeye quarterbacks, but he's not a good passer. He's not accurate. They need to find somebody. I mean, they need a second year with somebody. A third and fourth would be a bonus at this point.
I'm going to go the other way on this one and say I think they need to go back to the portal and find somebody else. I mean, it's been a long time.
Can he be young? Can he be a young guy in the portal?
Probably not.
If you got to go to Iowa, probably not. I don't know. I mean, you could get a guy that could give you 2 years. I mean, that'd be great. But
that'd be better.
It's been a while since they've shown they can develop a quarterback too. So they're really kind of not in a good position either way. I just think that chances are they picked up some guys that were not good pickups. Chances are eventually they'll find somebody who does fit right away.
Yeah, it's been interesting in the fan base. It's kind of 50-50. It feels like a lot of people saying, hey, you can't keep doing this. Let Hecklinski or Hank Brown take the reins. And a lot of people saying, man, you got to go back into the portal. These guys aren't good enough. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Andy, Thanksgiving week, what is the ideal time for the Thanksgiving meal?
I need it to be like an early dinner. I can't do like the 1 o'clock Thanksgiving dinner thing. I want to do it, where it's dark outside. I don't want to wait until 7 o'clock, but 5 o'clock I think is perfect.
We've moved this back over the years in small increments, and now we're all the way back to 2 p.m. And the reason is we just kept grazing to the point where when we finally sat down for the meal,
that's the problem with Jenny cooking. Jenny puts out that appetizer spread, and everybody gets full on that stuff, which is
that has happened to us. Yeah, so we've backed it up a little bit.
All right, that's Throwdowns.
All right, nicely done, AD. Good to have you back. Glad you finally got here. Hey, don't forget about speakpipe.com, speakpipe.com/Murph_Andy. Anytime, day or night, it's easy to do. You can leave a rant. It's easier than a phone call. Just go to that site, click on a button, tell us what's bugging you. We'll play the best on Friday. Is it already time for the AD Squared? It is. It's time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day, and we do call it the AD Squared.
And it is powered by Game Day Men's Health. Got to adjust my tee shot this week as I usually get it on Thursday, and that's Thanksgiving. But they do such a great job of keeping me informed and working with my schedule. You can go to Ankeny, West Des Moines, North Liberty if you're on the eastern side of the state. Wherever you are, there's a game day near you. The college football coaching carousel is going to be nuts this offseason. It's already kind of started, but it's going to continue. The crap team, Murph, is going to have a lot of work, and the latest was with the Arkansas job.
All right, crap. Campbell to Arkansas. A lot of noise on this one.
He's not going to Arkansas.
Why not?
It's in Arkansas.
More money, SEC, need a better reason.
Pig! Suey! Razorbacks!
Yeah, he's not going to Arkansas. Can you picture Matt Campbell doing that?
Absolutely not.
He's not going to Arkansas.
They can't make anybody do that, do they?
Well, they tried. Remember Dana Altman?
Yeah.
It's one of the all-time press conference moments. How awkward he looked doing woo, pig, suey. And the next day he changed his mind, said, I'm not taking the job. And I don't think those things are unrelated.
That's on one of those cringy video Instagram fades now somewhere forever.
Man, woo,
So
pig,
cringe.
suey. Boy, By the way, somehow that made its way to Arkansas, and there are some pissed off Razorback fans. They've got some pride about Woo Pig Suey. Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas. Interesting one today.
Ooh. Who is the best Hawkeye returner you've ever seen? Yeah, this is a close vote, and it should be, because these three, not only are they just great, they're all kind of similar dudes. We got a two-way tie for first here between Tim Dwight and Kaden Wetjen.
Wow.
Cooper DeJean, wow. Man, I never thought he would fall that far. Well, he didn't fall that far. He's got 28%. The other one's at 36.
It's an interesting vote. All right. Well, thank you for being part of Murph and Andy. We will have a show on Wednesday. Get you ready for, I think we're going to be followed by two guys.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just like take Wednesday off or Wednesday afternoon.
The two guys' schedule is so weird. Like I on social media yesterday, and all of a sudden they're live. I thought it was like a mistake. And I clicked, it's like, no, they're actually live.
Jenny brought it to my attention. I was like, oh, this is on. And then what is Williams? What's he going to do? Use like a tin can and a string for the next one?
Well, I wonder, because we don't know when Iowa State plays or who they play in their third game in Vegas. And so he may be doing it from courtside.
Thank you for being part of Murph and Andy here on Iowa Everywhere. If you want to make it easy to get the show, please like and subscribe. Don't forget Overthinking coming up Tuesday. Just had I think it was their 50th show already. So congratulations to them. We're back Wednesday, as we said, and we hope you are too.